So who are you?
Rahim Fazal. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Involver.
Yeah.
And have with me here Noah Horton, who is the CTO and co-founder.
Very cool.
And Tyler Willis,
Hey,
the head of everything at Involver.
Very cool.
So
What's Involver? Because most people probably haven't heard of it. It's not like YouTube or something like that, or
No,
Facebook.
so Involver is the best way to distribute and track video campaigns on social networks. So the inherent problem we found was that a lot of brands are looking to reach their audiences on places like YouTube using video, but there are challenges there, right? So how do you reach the right number of people? Because once you put your video on YouTube, how does somebody find it?
Yeah.
And then if people do find it, how do you actually create engagement with them? Because normally people will watch a video on YouTube and then they'll immediately go and watch a video of a dancing bear on the Stephen Colbert Show.
Yeah.
And then how do you track the performance of the campaign? What does ROI mean, right? So as brands start to reach out more and more to their audiences on social networks where they're spending all of their time now, the television commercial is yesterday's media. Today it's all about what we call branded entertainment.
Yep.
And so Involver is the best way for brands to distribute branded entertainment and engage their audiences wherever they might be. Today we focus very much on Facebook because it is the fastest growing channel out there. It's a fantastic platform, and we've been able to build applications on top of it that have allowed us to reach millions and millions and millions of people for these brands.
Yep. Are you finding the brands are putting video up on Facebook instead of YouTube, or are they putting it in both places? Or?
They're usually putting it up in both places, and there's no cost for a brand to put up a video on YouTube.
Other than upload time.
Other than upload time.
Which I'm fighting with, because I'm using a little I'm using the tools that probably everybody has access to, a $200 flip.
Right.
It's really cheap.
Yeah.
It's on a monopod. It's really, really inexpensive to do this.
Yeah.
And so anybody can do this kind of video now and upload it.
Anybody can do it, but once there might be very low friction, so low cost to get your video hosted and distributed on YouTube. But once you do it, what do? Cross your fingers and hope that people will find it.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's sort of how we got into. It's how we got into business and why we chose social channels like Facebook and MySpace and Bebo as the channels to distribute video campaigns through, because that's where the audiences are already engaged in social activity. That's where they're most engaged, and that's where they pass along media and pass along, participate in games and in trivia and in contests with their friends.
Yeah.
And so it was interesting. The way we actually got in business was there was a family in Boston that was looking for a marrow match for their son who was just diagnosed with leukemia. And they had about 6 weeks to find a bone marrow match. Now, the fellow was a South Asian, so the chances of him finding a match were 1 in 20,000.
Wow.
Significantly low relative to other races. And so what they did was, a bunch of the traditional stuff, like the email marketing and on-the-ground marketing. And then they said, okay, why don't we put some videos together, real emotional video appeals from the brother, the aunts, and then different celebrities in the community. And they put these 30-second video clips together that said, hey, please go out there and help Vinay, his name was, register and help him find a match. They put these videos on YouTube, all 14 of them. No one found them.
Yeah.
And so...
Sort of like, I'm playing with YouTube right now. If you do no promotion of the videos or anything, you'll get 50 visits, 20 visits, 100 visits.
Exactly. And if your goal is to run a marketing campaign where you need to reach, let's say 1 million people in your audience in a targeted way, YouTube may not be the answer for you.
Okay, so I'm taking this video here. I want 1 million people to watch it. What should I do?
Yeah, so you come to Involver, and the first thing we do is we have a distribution network on Facebook, which allows you to choose the demographic that you want to reach by age, gender, and location. Okay. So let's say in your audience you're looking to reach 25 to 35-year-old males in the U.S. only. So you come into Involver, you tell us exactly who you're looking to reach, and then you upload your video content. You embed your call to actions. So for example, it's not just about display.
Yep.
It's about engagement. And so if you are having your viewers watch this piece of video, what do you want them to do next?
Yeah.
Maybe you want them to share the video. Maybe you want them to take a survey. Maybe you want them to take a quiz, or maybe you want them to submit their email address to you, to subscribe to your newsletter or your RSS feed. So you build in those call to actions that are appropriate for the video. So let's say you build in a poll, for example. You then hit the big green button, and the video will get embedded on places, different applications on Facebook that are relevant to your audience.
Okay.
And as people start to watch the videos, they begin to share them. And the key part that we focus on is trying to identify and support the people who are what we call influencers. People on Facebook who are not just watching the content, but also engaging with it in a way that they're actually telling their friends about it, which are the people that you're most concerned about on Facebook. Those are your super fans, let's call them.
People who share with other people and who have networks of people, like friends, who also share.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I do on Facebook a lot. I have 5,000 friends, and a lot of them are journalists and bloggers and people who tell other people about things. So.
Exactly. And if you share content that you feel proud, you get some sort of satisfaction, and you feel.
Now, do I pay anything up to this point? Is this free or?
So you as a brand, you pay for the amount of distribution that you're looking for, and we will actually guarantee you distribution.
Interesting.
So if you want to reach 100,000 viewers,
now how can you guarantee that? What if my video is really crappy and nobody wants to watch it and nobody wants to tell their friends about it? How do you guarantee? Because it's easy to get distribution if you have a video, an exclusive video with Steve Jobs or President Obama or something like that, right? Everybody will pass that along and hit share on it. Oh, look at this cool video, Right. But if it's a crappy video of some product that nobody cares about, how are you going to guarantee that?
Well, a little bit of that is our secret sauce. And a little bit of that is making sure that we get. So we do a lot of optimization on our end to determine what channels, i.e. what applications or what pages, the video performs best on.
Yeah.
And then in real time, we will create the best combination of distribution based on how people are interacting with it.
Yeah.
And so what ultimately happens is there's so much distribution available on Facebook that, if you're looking as long as you don't get extremely granular in your targeting, super hyper targeted, you can find your audience on Facebook. And from our side, we don't produce the content. We leave that up to people like yourself who are experts at content production. But we are experts in figuring out how to find your audience and get the content to them in the right place.
Yeah.
Now, once people start sharing the video, we do a lot of analytics around measuring how people are sharing. So, for example, if you watched a video, how many friends did you share it with? Yeah. How many friends of yours also in turn watched the video? And then in turn, how many people that you shared the video with also ended up sharing it? And what we get to do is really map out the social graph, but the social graph that is most important to you, the content producer or the brand, based on what influence, how influence is used to spread your media, to spread your message on social networks.
One thing I've learned already, and I'm going to stop the video in just a second because of it, is that I have to stick under 10 minutes now.
Because
YouTube likes 10-minute videos, and with these new HD cameras, uploading stuff is hard if you have more than 10 minutes. So tell me real briefly, where do I find you?
So you find us at involver.com, involver.com.
Great, and we'll do a second video where we talk a little bit more about your business and other things. So.